pool bath going and
yeah.
loads up some shows. So.
Yes.
Man, if I had a bathtub, I would definitely do that.
I know, I don't have a bathtub, so I'm a bit jealous.
Oh, yeah.
I got the phone booth shower.
Yeah. That's cool.
I wonder.
But wait, Doug, you can't out somebody else and then not say what your way to do it is.
Yeah.
That's not fair.
No, I don't think you guys
heard that
understand
Doug's
how
routine
gossip
was.
works. Gossip is absolutely about deflection and not answering questions.
Okay, well, we're calling you on it.
I hope to be greeted by Cooper. I think Riel is going to come in and visit and pick me up from work when we unload. And then, yeah, maybe go for a walk with Coops.
Yeah.
Oh, cute.
We're talking about adjusting back to land life after the expedition.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I also like to, I know it's kind of like antithetical to the veg out in TV, but I like to just like drink a bunch of green smoothies. Just like
I love that. That's hilarious.
That
Like,
makes sense,
just
yeah.
a whole bunch.
Back to back to back to back.
Just straight spinach.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm so full.
That's really good.
Okay, I think my plan now would be going home and just binge watching Supernatural from the first season.
Oh,
good one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's a good one.
I think it's important to get some tree time in too.
Tree time.
Sit in a park or some woods.
Oh, trees for sure. I thought you meant like climbing
Forest
trees.
bathing.
That too?
The way to get over Dock Rock is climbing trees.
Yeah,
You only
not
fall
sure
out
if
once.
that's
That's good.
so.
That was such a strange tree time. Like, gotta get in a tree.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just see him sitting in a tree, just like,
Tree time in.
get away.
Man.
I definitely see myself going for a swim at some point.
Yes,
You know,
absolutely.
and it's
Ocean,
yeah,
pool,
not,
river,
not
lake?
much swimming off of the Nautilus, hopefully,
No.
if the cruise goes well. So.
Off the
Not
Nautilus.
supposed to.
It's
Yes,
so-
I have done 0 swims off the Nautilus in the last 2 seasons.
Yeah.
Yep.
So.
Are we
'Cause
allowed
that's
to
the
swim
Par
off
for
the
the best.
Nautilus?
No, I don't
No,
know.
absolutely not.
Yeah, I didn't
Doug
think
must
so.
be the live man overboard drill.
Strong no to swimming off the Nautilus.
But it is hard because the sea is so close yet so far away.
That's so blue.
You can look but not touch.
We have a tepid
Tepid tub, yeah.
I was gonna call it tepid bathtub. I was like, no, that's not a bathtub. Do not bathe in that tub.
Nico's gonna be filling it up with bubbles.
Nico's actually sitting on top of the tub right now.
Oh, good thing he's not
Yeah.
listening in. He might be
Ooh,
embarrassed.
hot tip, when
should-
it's sunny, the top of the hot tub is a great place to nap. I got like a full REM sleep on the tub the other day.
Nice.
Should fire up the tepid tub, get some ONC broth going.
God.
That's
Oh,
the gross.
oh yeah.
What's your recovery like post-expedition, Dirk?
Oh, I think this is a weird one for me because I have a 8-month-old kid at home, and it's my first time being away from home, so it's kind of weird. And yeah, it's just
You're going right back into it.
there is no routine to go back and relax. I think you're just gonna go right back to picking up your chores. I think
Yeah.
I'm excited to be home for
I
that.
heard your baby is like the perfect level of chubby.
Oh my gosh, Dirk's
Oh,
baby is
is it?
so cute.
I keep going off about how cute he is and how great he is, and then I realize I might be biased. It's hard to know where the line is because he is, but yeah,
I don't know. I don't feel like I'm
it's
biased.
impartial.
Your
Yeah,
baby's really cute.
as your
Oh, he's such a
direct
cutie.
employee, I can tell you you're not being biased. That's
Oh,
that's a very cute
Guy.
that's a very cute baby.
Doug, that's
Consider me for any future positions.
really
So.
What's that last bit?
Nothing. Was I not on mute?
As your non-direct
See,
employee.
I hear it from everywhere. So how can I be wrong?
It's really fun.
Was I not on mute?
Hang on, what's that
He's
last
got
bit?
Owen's a cute little guy. He's got some big arms on him.
Yeah, he's
Like the Tiburon jelly.
yeah. So I don't know. We'll see.
Wait, Yuko, I see you giggling up a storm
going
over
on?
there.
It's okay. I'll show you later.
It's okay.
Later.
Trevor, pull them up.
Oh, yeah, I can talk about Owen all day. It's hard because I think people give a lot of genuine, humor. Someone talking about their kid, they're like, oh, great.
Yeah.
So it's tough to know when to stop, and I think we've reached that point. That's what I've kind of picked up.
There's actually a lot of new parents at ONC.
Yeah, a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a lot of people in that stage.
It's awesome. I think that's nice. I think it might be a statement about how supportive ONC can be for the employees, that people feel like they can take time off to start a family, focus on their families. At least from what as the only childless person on my team. I'm sorry.
That's it. Wow. Yeah, no, that's definitely true. It's good if that is an option, right?
Yeah. Hello, Monica.
So, Doug. Oh. Oh. Yeah, I stopped looking at that. And nor do I know how to get it back, even if I wanted to. How are you How are you lugging your first dive lead, Doug?
Blue water's the easy part, I'd say.
I wouldn't say so.
I think Yuko's really leading this part, at least.
Yeah.
We're just talking about dogs and Owen, so.
Yeah, I had to sneak him in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's cool to see this side of the operation. Normally I'm just out there doing some rigging and stuff, and it's all just a question mark in here, so.
Yeah,
good
it
to
is a
be
bit
in
of a
here.
black box, right? Till you get in here and you're like, oh,
yeah.
Actually, it's not as.
Well, I'll hold off on my arrogance so far. We'll see. We'll see how this goes.
Yeah,
Should be fine.
Yeah, let's see how it goes, but I think it'll be okay. Yeah, that's what I keep hearing. Everyone's got a different story. Yep. Go ahead. Oh. What's that? Oops. What did I do? go ahead. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, but you're the one that should be aware of it, and you're going to find that a lot of those 100-meter marks you won't be able to track. They're going to be, yeah, that's fine. They'll be in the mud.
Good afternoon, friends and colleagues. How's everybody doing today?
Good. How are you doing, Monica?
Oh, happy as a clam at high tide. Yep.
Doing well. I'm feeling
Jelly in Atalanta.
feeling much better since you gave me some Advil yesterday.
Ooh, yes. Never leave home without it. Not a sponsor.
Don't head out to sea without it. Is
No.
I think what I'm learning.
Yeah.
If you're subject to seasickness.
Please allow me to be your pharmacy. I've got everything you need.
Yeah. It's funny how Advil is just as important as Gravol.
Yeah.
Right?
And candy.
Candy.
Oh, you gotta have candy.
I haven't had any candy.
You haven't lived?
Are you on the no sweets?
No, it's just
I'm a
Trevor-
candy
I
guy.
just didn't have my act together. To
Trevor's
I started
been,
packing for this midnight the night before we left.
You what?
What, were you
Oh,
in
you started
denial?
packing midnight.
Packing, so it's just like who
Nice.
has candy
I-
on hand?
I think I started packing at like 7 p.m. the night before, so
Yeah.
had you beat.
No. I guess I did the laundry, pack, that kind
Right.
of operation.
Trevor had an extra 5 hours for Sour Patch Children.
And you did. You got there.
A pound per hour, yeah.
Okay, nice.
I'm now interested in the Venn diagram of people who don't have candy on hand.
And
Well, I normally leave it up. Yeah. I don't. So.
So you need 2 circles?
yeah, you need 2
What's the
circles.
other
What's the other circle?
People who don't have candy on hand.
But
Sounds
how
like
do they
that's-
vent?
Those
How
are
do they
just
vend?
2 circles.
People with, yeah, there you go. That's exactly it. It's just 2 circles.
Wait,
There
what
you go.
about people who
also-
have already gone through their candy stash? I feel like that's kind of, is that its own circle?
Probably. Really, what we're getting closer to is a diagram of a bag of M&Ms.
Okay. A diagram, just dumb it down into diagram form.
Yeah.
I'm trying
What
to
is
figure out
this?
if you just roll with that really well or if you'd set that up ahead of time. And that's either way, very
I
clever.
feel like
How
Monica
much candy do you have? How
plays
much
her
candy
whole
you
life
no
that
longer
way.
have? 2-bar graph.
Yeah.
Just always guessing. Has Monica just been playing the long game for like years? or did she just like fall into this?
You guys are giving me way too much credit.
See ya, thank you.
See ya. Thanks.
Seeing as we have all this lovely blue water, who we got in the front row?
Me.
I'm here.
Yes. How about given names? Actually, no, you know what? Chosen names. I want you to introduce yourself with the name you wish to be introduced as.
Ralph.
Ralph. Welcome, Ralph.
He goes by Trevor.
Yeah, okay.
The ROV pilot, formerly known as Trevor.
Yeah. And center me.
I'm Gabby.
Gabby.
I'm the center me.
Ooh,
Center me.
glowy.
You see? Nav, you good with the regular one, or you want a new one?
Oh, man. Look, can I think about it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, you could think about
Okay,
it.
Yeah.
so no name yet. I
No
have to
name
think
yet.
about it.
Okay. Position, but not name given. The one on the end.
She's
Which end?
She's typing furiously right
Okay,
now.
well, wait. How about
getting
the dive lead formerly known as Dirk?
Oh, no,
Yeah, it's
Doug's a
Doug.
dive lead.
Doug's
Okay,
dive lead.
oh,
So
B.
maybe I'll go by Doug.
Very good.
Get your power back somehow,
Then
eh?
I'll
Yeah, I
have
know.
to.
I'm
I'll have to
back
pick
on Doug.
I'll have to pick a new name. Maybe call sign is Falcon. Let's go with that.
Falcon.
Yeah, now I want
Falcon.
Falcon.
Yeah. All right.
Wait, Doug, are you not the dive lead?
Doug is.
Well,
But
we'll
I'm going
see.
by
We'll
Doug.
see if it's contested here, but
Wait,
on paper, I'm the
Falcon,
dive lead.
Falcon, are you the dive lead?
There we go.
Oh, okay, this is already confusing.
Well, I'm going with Augustine. So Augustine.
Oh my gosh, it sounds like you're out of a Jane Austen novel.
Right?
That's fabulous.
Hang on, who is leading this now? Is it Doug or Falcon?
Yeah.
It's Ralph. Ralph's
Falcon
leading.
Doug.
Yeah.
It's like Thunder Cougar, Falcon Bird, Falcon Doug.
I'll stick with Doug for
Okay.
operational
Okay.
ease.
Okay, Doug, are you dive lead?
I am.
Okay, cool.
First crack at it.
Nice.
So
That's
go
great.
easy on me.
First day on comms, too?
You've got
Try to
great
keep Trevor in line. So.
Doug's
Told him all
got
the
great
other
comms
dive.
rapport.
Yeah.
Doug,
does,
you've
eh?
got like really good comms instincts. I
Oh,
dig it.
Thanks, Gabby.
Yeah.
And if things go wrong, you just blame it on Falcon.
Yeah, I was
Hey, there we go. Yeah.
You set yourself up there.
Yeah,
Plausible
That's awesome.
deniability,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Ralph was on the ROV. First day, and look what happened to Ralph.
No.
Yeah.
You've been on comms before? You sat in the van much before?
Nope.
First
Negative.
Right on, just jumping into lead role, eh?
I did a ship to shore at noon today, and so
Oh, yeah.
that was my dipping my toes in. Now we're diving in head first.
You don't need to aim high.
And I
you're
got
already
emails
there.
saying get Doug on there more, so there he is.
There he is.
Well, I think it's important for us to have a little bit of overlap, because most of the dive leads here are, buying houses and getting families, and so it's pretty much a lot of Nico, AJ, and Dirk doing dive leads. So we've got some new staff at ONC, so
Can I throw you some
we need a
more
little
zingers?
overlap.
Can I throw you some more dive lead singers?
All right, I'll try and deflect them left and right.
Here we go, yeah. Just picturing him like swatting him away with his eyes, like,
He's learned from the best.
Get
Yeah.
that out of here. Yeah.
all right, hey Doug,
Sure.
what's the highest thing on the area we're diving on? How tall is the tallest
Trick
thing?
question.
How high is the highest thing from
Yeah,
the sea floor?
From the seafloor, yeah.
Like
Yeah,
obstacle-wise?
exactly. What do we need to be worried about as we come along?
So I understand there is potentially a slip line or tag line that was left on the mud mat. So I think there's a bit of a ropey hazard.
Nice.
So I know that'll strike a little fear into your heart, Trevor.
Yeah.
So
As long as it's not a salp, we're good.
I don't know the height of that. We'll just have to slowly approach and keep a little bit of caution there.
Cool.
We've also got a mooring that's about 8 meters, roughly, give or take. I think it might be a little bit less than that, maybe
No, I
a
think
little
it's
closer
about,
to.
I think it's about 10 meters.
Oh, is it about? Okay.
You can
Yeah,
always
it's less
defer to
than
me
eight, so
if
that's
you
fine.
want.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but that one shouldn't be a hazard. We're actually going to be. Yeah. We expect that one to be there, and it's under tension. So
Sounds good.
that one should be okay.
Are we releasing that float on this dive?
We will not be releasing the float.
Just pulling the beacon
We'll
off
be-
and leaving it there?
Yeah, we'll be staging it and marking it as a hazard, but we will not be moving it.
Is that the tagline? I'm a hazard.
Oh, nice.
That's the tagline.
I like it.
Excellent.
Hopefully that's not Falcon's tagline.
I'm a hazard.
Oh,
I'm a
man.
hazard. Set me up as dive chief. I'm a hazard.
Yeah.
I've seen a sticker on a hard hat one
Shows
time
the
that said,
other one.
I'm hard on equipment. Which I think is pretty funny.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
oops.
So we're at the southern mud mat, the southeastern mud mat.
Yes, that is
Okay.
correct.
Cool. Okay, that jives with what I remember from this site dive. This site last dive. Thanks, Doug. Good answer.
Thank you.
Trevor,
Yeah,
it'll
it was
come.
poor deflection, though.
Yeah, I kind of answered it,
Yeah,
didn't
you
I?
kinda
So,
did it.
all right.
Oh.
Yeah.
Let's see what, yeah, all right.
What was that, Monica? Sorry?
Oh, I was just going to say my tagline is misinformed, because I seem to always be misinformed.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Yeah. Oh, no, some days I am misinformed, and some days I'm just misinformed.
That's a thinker.
Where's this misinformation coming from?
Is it misinformation?
I think she comes from Victoria.
Well,
Or is it information?
I am from Victoria. Man, blue water does things to your brain, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Can confirm.
So the location of those two hazards, Trevor, the one is at the anchor mark where we started, where we laid that claw anchor last night.
Yeah.
And the other one's sitting on top of the node. There's a 3 meter or 4 meter tall mooring there as well.
And the other one is on the mud map.
So there's 3.
Yeah.
Cool.
2 moorings, 1 tagline.
How tall is the one on top of the node?
Where's the node?
On top of what?
The node.
I think it's like
Okay,
4 meters
so
tall.
The
Okay,
node is
cool.
there, and then
But
where's the...
it could be shorter because I think the
and
float doesn't
here's
actually float the
anchor
beacon.
down here?
So it might be sitting down.
Okay. Cool.
Could be shorter, but it's
Okay.
it's something to know about.
Yeah, so the
Okay.
plan is to move that one.
Yeah.
Roger.
How tall is the one on the node?
I would say, given it's on the node, I think it's itself is about 3 meters tall,
Uh-huh.
and then it's sitting on top of the node that's 1.5 to 2 meters. So
Okay, great.
Ooh, look, they got the spoolerator coming on the side there for good cable recovery. Planning to recover some dangly bits this time, eh?
I don't think it's for this dive. I think that's for RC moorings at Endeavour down the line.
Okay.
They're just getting ready. I think the next dive is recover RC mooring.
Roger. That's a long one, eh?
It's a long mooring,
Long
if that's what you mean, yeah.
That's the big hand bomb one with all the stuff along the way
Yeah.
or whatever? Yeah, okay. We're going to do the whole survey, the whole thing, and then go up and down and then release it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, fun.
All right, Dive Chief, I got a good one for you. So
Do you stretch out for that one?
someone wrote in here, these all sound like the villains in a mid-19th century mystery novel.
Depends.
And then they replied with, "This looks like the work of Falcon, my dear Augustine," said Ralph. "He seems to be strangled with some kind of ligature, perhaps an ROV umbilical."
Ooh,
That is a novel waiting to happen, my friend.
absolutely. That's yeah, tying in a lot of content there all
Yeah.
together.
Yes, well done, writer, well done.
Very slick.
So maybe on a more serious note, can you tell us how many beacons do you think we're going to be recovering?
We will be recovering, I believe it's four beacons
Cool.
on this dive. The real question is whether you still call it a beacon if it doesn't give you a location. Does it become a clump weight? Still a beacon.
Good question.
Oh.
No, that was Ralph. Trevor, can you tell me what's the difference? What is Herc's altitude? What is that telling you?
That's telling us how far the back of the vehicle is off of the seafloor. Right now it is saying 0.2 meters. And that means we can't see where the bottom is.
Ah, thank you. I was confused as to why it would say that it was that close, because it's not that close.
If you get the altimeter, well, if you get the device that is acting as an altimeter too close to the seafloor, it no longer can tell you how far off bottom it is. And the distance off bottom at which it loses that is 0.2 meters. So we have set it up in the software that if you don't know if the altimeter device, in this case a DVL, is reading crappy numbers, it means you are 20 centimeters off bottom or up in the water column. And hopefully the pilots are able to use some kind of contextual clues to figure out which one of the two that is.
One is hopeful, yes.
One is very hopeful.
Yes. What is our predicted depth for this dive?
I think it's around 2,600 meters, but I would have to look that up here.
You can.
I have
I can defer
2,661
to-
meters.
Yeah, would you like to defer to the data logger for that one, Doug?
I'm thinking it's 2,661, but yeah, please go ahead there, Cassie.
That's about it. You're right on it.
Yeah.
2660 is approximately where we're going to be at.
Yeah, that was there's a little bit of cheating there going on, but
You mean using resources?
sure. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, sure. We'll give them some advance notice, but I think at least until we're sort of on bottom.
Nav?
Yeah.
Nav?
Oh, good. Nice.
The viewers are curious if you've picked a new name.
I forgot to think about it.
It's all good. Yours is yours.
That could be your answer.
Yeah.
That's a really good answer.
You do certainly have much more important things to be thinking about. Front row, perhaps you could tell us, what kind of equipment do you always bring down with you? For example, do you always have Niskins? Do you always have the sucker?
We always have foam block.
Mm-hmm.
You go.
We always bring both arms.
Yep.
6 thrusters.
I wasn't being that snarky. We definitely.
I'm starting with the obvious ones.
Okay.
And working
Yeah.
down.
So like the vehicle's pretty modular, so it's pretty hard to think of like the vehicle isn't just like one thing. It's a bunch of things that we can take on and off. But we always need all our nav sensors. We always need our thrusters, and we always bring the arms, even though you don't need arms. There's some vehicles where the arms come on and off. And then I don't know. There's a whole bunch of like more scientifically geared equipment.
We almost always bring the main Zeus camera, but not always.
Almost always.
Almost always. Probably 99.9% of the time.
I see. Have you got Niskins this time?
Yes, we do.
Cool.
I don't think we're planning on collecting any Niskins on this dive, though. I don't recall seeing any in the dive plan.
No, certainly not. It's just neat to know what kind of standard issue, I shouldn't say standard issues, there's no such thing in an ROV, but it's interesting to know what it's traveling equipped with. You know?
We, again, almost always travel with an oxygen sensor, CTD.
Mm-hmm. A knife?
We often travel with our sample drawers, our sample boxes. That's the starboard bio box and the forward toolbox. Almost always, but not always.
In your experience, is there a piece of equipment that you argue strongly for bringing regularly? For example, a dive knife?
We always have a dive knife, except for when we don't.
Great.
We do always have a depth sensor. I can't leave home without it. That'd be a tough go without that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I think,
We always have a really good compass.
yeah, at least one.
Interestingly, we saw a little bit of compass irregularity during the coronal mass ejection on some of our deep sea instruments. They got a little messed up from all of that solar flaring. Did you have any issues with that? Did Herc have any issues with?
Our main compass
Mhm.
on Herc is not magnetic.
Oh, okay.
It's a gyroscope. It's a fiber optic gyroscope. And so its ability to tell direction wouldn't have probably been affected by that, but its ability to behave properly electronically might have been affected by that.
Okay.
Were we offshore for that? Was it during shakedown?
I don't know.
You
I
were
was elsewhere.
you were in the Browns.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't tell you whether we did have troubles. I imagine that there would have been issues with various sensors on the vehicle, but the compass specifically doesn't require the Earth's magnetic field to be measurable in its normal configuration.
Good to know.
We do have a magnetic compass on Herc. It's not working right now.
It didn't happen to fail around the time. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, it's just not hooked. I should say it's not hooked up yet.
Fair. And we've got a viewer wondering if the vehicle is connected to the surface by some sort of cable for air and electricity. And it's not, I mean, it's connected to the ship. So Herc is a remotely operated vehicle. ROV is the acronym we like to use, which is remotely operated vehicle. And that cable provides him with everything that is needed to function. So electricity, power, maybe the only thing it doesn't provide him with is hydraulics. And our ROV pilots, when they have a moment, could possibly elaborate on that. But essentially, the power is coming from the ship, and the brains, the directions, and what to do is coming from the ship in the control van, which you can actually see on satellite, the quad view, I believe it's called. You can see the pile of us in the control van, and that's how we're talking to ROV and controlling the ROV. And some folks are wondering about the T-Boss. Do we always bring the T-Boss? When do we bring the T-Boss?
When the dive leads tell us to.
When the dive leads tell you to. And the T-Boss, of course, is toilet brush of science.
Alas, we do not always bring the T-Boss.
I see. I'll put in a motion to make a T-Boss holster so that you can always bring it with you. Some sort of arm holster for a T-Boss.
4 beams.
Sorry. I think we can start thinking about Doppler.
4 beams.
What's up? Why? We just started in the last 2 dives.
Hey, Gabby, you're still on SPL?
What's that?
Got a question in the chat about who's adding annotations to the dive log. and in order to see what species, and that goes to our data loggers. Our data loggers are watching in real time, and they are logging not only information about the species and maybe terrain that we see, but whether or not the instrument is plugged in, what's happening, and all that kind of stuff. So a great place to look for information is on Ocean Networks Canada C-Tube. That will have accurate information what's happening. Cassie, do you have a moment to tell us about the process of dive logging?
Yeah, I could.
Please.
Yeah, so what I'm doing here is I'm in the Ocean Networks Canada C-Tube, and being here in the control van live, I can see what's happening. And I have all of these button sets in front of me for dive operations and surveys and biology. And when something of note happens that we want to have in our dive log, I hit one of these buttons and populate all of the attributes with the important information that we need. So say we're putting a new device down, I'll put an in position in, and I'll populate that with the coordinates and the device ID and any other information relevant to that position that we're taking. And that goes into the dive log, and then our folks on shore take that and do all the background information that's necessary to for the metadata for that device and connecting it in our system so that we can then talk to it, communicate to it, and stream data from it directly to our users.
Excellent. And do you have buttons for certain creatures like vertebrate, invertebrate?
We do. So we have, let me put that in front of me here, all sorts. So we kind of have like by phylum, we can do it by, you know, just like the high level, like a chordate, a cnidarian, ctenophore, echinoderm, that kind of level. And we can also go more specific. So say for under echinoderm, it could be a crinoid or a sea cucumber, starfish, urchin. And then if we go a little deeper, we can get specific species. So say some of the fish we see like sablefish or ratfish, rat tails, snailfish, eel pouts, things like that. So we can go a little more specific depending on how confident we are in that annotation that we're making for a species. So most of the time, us dive loggers, we don't have a biology background. We've got sort of like a high level to it, but we have folks like Fabio on board who is a biologist and can go more specific and more confidently with some of those annotations in the moment.
Wonderful. And typically, where are dive loggers located?
Right.
I know that you are on my immediate right, but typically, where's the rest of you?
the rest of me?
Yeah, no, the rest of the team, because it is a team. There's yourself, which is the main data logger.
That's right. So we have a couple of us here on ship for the expedition, myself and Steph for this Nautilus expedition, but our folks on shore, we have a team of data stewards and GIS specialists and research data management specialists. So there are kind of 3 teams under the umbrella of data stewardship, and they're located in Victoria. So with every dive we have, we've got a team of a couple of people on shore supporting us, and we can ask them questions, and they can easily look things up for us, send us information in the moment when we need it, and then reciprocally, we will give them information when we have it, and they'll take what they need to do on shore with that. And so things like topology, connecting devices in the background in the Oceans 3.0 software, and then we've got our systems team that will then turn devices on, turn drivers on, and let us know that the devices are communicating well and everything is connected appropriately.
Hey, thank you for the quick insight to a very complicated job.
You're welcome.
We got more questions coming in, which is great. And Doug, if you need the airspace, you talk over me, because science first. But I like how you were politely waiting, but no, talk right over me.
No, it looks like we're getting very close here to the bottom.
We're at -70.
As you push bottom, generally it's kind of quiet time for them to settle down.
Yeah.
Keep going after that.
Okay.
And they'll let you know if they're ready.
For those online, feel free to keep adding your questions, and when it's time to talk again, you can guarantee I will.
Careful, that's you got double tap. Okay, I'll stay here until you're ready. Roger.
You don't have to ask Matt to go to. They'll ask what's next, and then just say, we want to go to the anchor on the mountain. Where is that? Beautiful location. Yeah.
Okay.
I was trying auto depth for the vertical transect. It worked horribly. Also, your velocity is weird. Because again, I was trying it for the video transect. Oh yeah. Site diagrams.
I see the IP in, I did see the IP in Herc sonar and Herc meso. It should, how far away should the IP be right now?
The node?
Or sorry, the node, right, the node.
Okay, hold on. Check out this.
Just because
chaos.
I'm gonna try and creep up a little bit on the mud mat because it's got a lot of loose line on it.
Sure. So the node from you is about 35 meters.
Okay.
I see that in sonar.
What's our setup on, yeah, I see it in sonar too. What's our setup on the Tritech? Our
25.5 meter range.
Can you make that a
normal number?
A sensible number?
Yeah.
With sensible 7 instead of 7.5?
No, it's stuck full screen, so that's great.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
Yeah, just give it sensible
Something useful, yeah.
Okay.
5-meter rings, 25-meter range.
Okay, awesome. Okay. 20, 40, 10, 30. Yeah, so it's just, the IP is just, or the node is just out of range.
We're wanting to go to the mud mat
Yeah.
first.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. I'm using that as my first reference because it's a
Got
much
it.
better sonar target.
Got it. Okay.
As you get closer, I will turn to face you.
Yeah, okay, sounds good.
And thanks
Yeah,
again.
I'm gonna head up towards the mud mat a little bit. Can you show me 20 meters away from the mud mat? Just
20
a,
meters?
like a watch circle.
Yeah. 20 meters. Oh, there.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, there it is, I see it.
Cool.
Okay, and there's the cable.
And where is the rope? I see,
I see it. I see the rope. It's still very tangled up. It doesn't look floaty at all.
Great.
Yeah, I'm happy with that rope for now. We're plugging this node in?
Look at that crater.
We're plugging this into the node, right?
Yes, yes. First thing we want to do here is look for the beacon that's attached to that mud mat.
You still want me up this high?
Oh, no, you can do your normal thing.
Okay, roger.
That was just fair approach. Sorry.
So for folks who are just tuning in, we are approaching the mud mat, which is
Do you
something we
have a
deployed
sense
earlier.
of where it might be?
I don't know exactly. Oh, I think Dirk's
Oh,
got
is
the
that it?
annotation
Okay.
going there.
Okay.
The belly, yeah. Yeah. We're grabbing the beacon first, is that right? I missed the lost the
Yes, we want to grab the beacon first.
Yeah,
How
cool.
is the beacon attached?
It's on a pull pin on that monkey's fist. So I
we're allowed
believe
to
there's
sit down on the yellow fence thing.
yeah, if that's where you guys want to be, that's okay.
We can hang out here and do our, just for a second, make sure we get our nav all straightened out, do our white balance, and discuss what we want to do about this line, and then we will get the beacon.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, so video, do you want to start with the white balance?
Sure.
Okie dokie.
Okay, can we turn on downlight, please?
So people know. Okay, if you're looking
Get
at
it, I guess.
this mud mat,
Downlight.
that's a lift point that was
Hydraulics.
connected to their
And coming up on the craft.
rigging
Yep.
on deck, I'm assuming, for the cable ship. Like if you look at that right there.
Yeah.
So before we end up pulling this cable
And
out of
whenever
here,
you're ready,
make
you
a
have to
note
get
for
the-
yourself
we can
during
zoom.
those
You
steps
go with
right
that?
now that
Yep.
you have to take that thing, lift it out first, otherwise you're going to try and pull all that cable through that lifting strap.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Are you going to want to do a Doppler reset or anything like that here?
Sure.
Okay. After
Okay.
we're done with this,
Yep.
I'll come out of autos.
Sounds good.
You can have it.
Pilot, are your porch lights and lasers off?
Yes.
Yep.
Thank you.
Nav, this is Data.
Go ahead, Data.
I'm going to ask for a position on this when we have a moment.
Okay.
Thanks.
Data, do you want me to line up with it so you can get a heading as well?
That would be nice. Yeah, I know we got one yesterday when it was down, but I'd like to get what we call a confirmed position at this again.
Okay.
And thank you for everybody submitting questions. Once we're comfortable with what we're doing, I'll start answering them again, but don't be shy adding them, and I see them. We'll get to them. Thank you.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you.
And can you, there, beauty. Okay,
What's up?
I am coming out of autos,
Okay,
and
I'm gonna send your reset.
yeah, you're ready to reset.
Okay, you're good.
Okay. So I'm gonna line up with the mud mat here. So Data, I'm gonna line up with the long side of it. So your
Sure, we
strike will
can-
be plus
So, Dougie,
90
this
or
one,
whatever.
Yeah, we'll
Would
get
you
this
like to
this
in
will
see
fit in their starboard pile box.
the
So if
porch
it's
on
not on
your
the
main
That
rig
would
like
be
that in the
awesome.
dive
I
plan,
can tilt
just know
down.
that they can take this, put it on the bio box.
Yeah, the
I see,
beacon,
hold
yeah.
on. A bit more. I'll square you up. There you go.
So right now, Herc has a heading of 231. I'm looking mostly at the porch in Zeus to get that square. What do you guys think? You think I have a decent comparison there? It should be parallel. The porch of Herc should be parallel with the long side of the mud mat.
Yeah, like 231, 232, one of those.
Good.
Probably
Or you're asking us, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
so
back row.
I think that's pretty good. That
Yep.
looks parallel.
Okay, so 231, 232 is the heading of Herc. So if you want the long side heading, that's plus 90 or minus 90.
Yeah, so that looks good for that 315 lay angle that we initially wanted.
Okay.
Was that 6 degrees off or something? That's pretty good.
Yeah, that looks pretty good. I think the reciprocal, I think
Okay.
Nav has that at 323, which is I think what it was when we measured it before.
Okay. Do you have what you need back there, Zeta?
I do, thank you, Nav.
Okay, you're welcome.
Pardon?
The line looks like it's kind of wrapped around that cable.
Yeah, it does look like the tagline grabbed it up. So we'll get a better
Yeah.
view once. I would get a view of it now, so we can kind of think about it.
Do a bit of a fly around, or
No, just even right now, just
zoom?
let them kind of go over their plan here. But I think before we get too into it, we probably want to have a look at this to see how that tangle is going to like affect our operation to get that cable to the node.
Mm-hmm.
Because that, you're right, that doesn't look like we can pull on that. It looks like it's wrapped all around.
Looks like it's gonna, yeah,
Yeah.
snag. Oh. Yeah, yeah. So I think we'll be okay for the beacon. I think we're. Yeah. Thank you. Much appreciated.
And when you're unsure, just ask them to zoom in on something to confirm, like a pull pin or anything like this.
Back row, have you considered not putting down floaty lines with your stuff?
Well, we didn't really put this one down. That was a cable ship, I think during deployment it got snagged on something. That's a tagline.
Ah.
And then the tagline kind of looks caught on everything actually.
It's pretty in there, yeah. So after the beacon, we're going to have to reassess for the cable deployment.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll have to have a good look at that. Figure out the plan.
This blue lift line for the original mud mat lift off the deck, we need to move that too.
Yeah, that master link will have to come out of that that bundle.
Future us problems.
Which also might have a little bit of polysteel in there. Well, yeah, we'll see how that goes.
All right.
But we can deal with the beacon at least first. And so on the beacon, I believe
you
there
look
are...
first, eh? You want to look at it first before we do anything?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is actually also... Oh, go ahead. No.
Yeah, so on that beacon, I believe there's 2 monkey's fists there.
I see that.
One with yellow tape.
That's the top one.
And the one with yellow, I believe, is the pull pin. And then the other monkey's fist is to hold the beacon.
So if I pull the pull pin, is the beacon going to fall to its death?
Well, not to its depth, but it might be hard to grab, so...
So somehow I have to grab it while grabbing it?
Maybe zoom in. Zoom in at the bottom, see if there's a bolt across.
Call it
Might
ready
not
to
fall.
Yeah, let's...
We're going to zoom in and find out when you're ready.
Dougie, when you want to make something specific, just put it on here.
Okay.
It's like, hey, can I show you something?
Sure. Video, you can go ahead and zoom.
This morning we recovered a beacon from the northern mud mat, and there was a bolt through the bottom of that little holster thing.
Yeah, it looks like there's something coming off right there.
Yeah.
It looks like the black thing stays behind and the thing slips out the top.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks.
Oh,
thanks for that, Monica. Yep.
Okay, so I just pull a release and then grab the other monkey's fist, pull it out of the quiver.
Yeah.
And away we go. Is that pull pin captured, or do I have to put that away first? I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, we will find out.
Gabby, you cool for me to take the arm out now?
Yeah, go for it.
Sure do love this 180 cam.
Just maybe while you're doing that, there's a great question. Do you guys get haptic responses from that equipment, or is it all visual?
Pardon?
Are you getting any haptic responses?
It's a bungee.
Not
We
a pull
can,
pin at all.
Oh.
but we don't have it set up that way. This particular arm.
Zoom out, please, video. Thank you there. Good.
There you go.
It might be captured.
I think you just... The other monkey's fist?
Yeah, I think it's captured.
I think it's captured below, or it's just going to fly off later.
I thought you just released it.
The bungee is what I'm wondering.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it's captured.
Yeah.
I'm going to gamble that it's captured. Is that cool with you, back row?
Well, what's done is done, right? Yeah, no, that should be fine.
Okay. I could have grabbed it again if you needed me to. Whoops. Let me just push the vehicle off, and then I'll grab it. Okay, got it. Oh, I see we got the world's longest monkey's fist.
Okay. All right, well, that was well rigged.
So that's going in the starboard bio box.
Fine by me. Could you switch my cameras, please? You can leave the salvo, just switch the camera.
Leave the salvo, but just switch the camera. I don't know what that means.
Can you change the port rail camera to the starboard bio box camera?
Yes.
And you can open the box.
Okay, box coming out.
And for folks who are wondering, what is a mud mat? This big yellow thing we're sitting at is mud mat. And it is essentially acting as an anchor hold point for the cable. And so the cable's inside there,
nice
and we can attach other cables and have this be on the seafloor.
I think the lifting sling first.
Yeah.
The easy pickings to get out of the way.
Keep checking boxes while you can.
Okay, arm is stowed but not secured yet. We're standing by on further instructions now. What's next?
So I think the next easy one from this position, the blue rigging, which with a master link on it,
Yeah.
which is kind of down this way. That would be a nice one to tuck out of the way behind the the mud mat. So if you.
Yeah, roger that. Can I get Zeus lined up on that, please?
Yeah.
What's going on with the rope there?
Looks like it's snarled and everything.
The blue line right here is what I'm wondering about. This guy.
So there are some pull pins that are bundling together that, or the bungee bundling together that cable.
So is this master link caught in that pull pin?
It's not supposed to be, but we'll have to see when you try and lift it up. It may just be sitting on top of it.
You don't have any more right, do you?
I don't have any more right.
Could you retract then, please?
Yes, I can.
And then after that, we can get a zoom in. Stand by. Okay, video, zoom in, please. That's good there.
I have more retract, too.
Yeah, please. It looks involved somehow.
Is it two separate monkey's fists? One that's kind of tucked on the right, one that's tucked on the left?
Keep double locking. I'm getting double tap on the grip lock. It's weird.
Could be Monica.
Yeah, I've been having trouble with the button responsiveness on every button.
Yeah, Raj. Just being very gentle and slow here right now. It looks like I'm clear. Okay, come wide, please, video. Yeah, okay. It's a little bit of a bad grip, but
almost looks like that single monkey
that is what I've got.
Releases multiple bungees.
And you want me to just yaws this over here?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Now what would you like to do?
Well, we're going to have to deal with some of this rope, I think.
Yeah. So maybe we should get a zoom in on it and see what's happening there, actually.
Yeah, I think let's figure out exactly what's going on.
Yeah, before we start pulling out the pull pins, it may be a little bit easier to deal with some of the snags in the rope.
Yeah, that's a good call.
So it looks like the bitter end is snarled near and around pull pins related to the parking position and connector. So we can see that. Video, can you go for zoom?
It's amazing how tangled that is.
That
it's
is
really incredible, yeah.
Very tangled.
Were they tag lining off the PBOF? What are they doing?
Yeah, I know. Just secured little sheep bend or front around the cable there.
So I think it seems like if we're going to go anywhere, that has to be dealt with.
Yeah.
It's not clear to me that this is very floaty line. It seems like it might be a tiny bit positive.
Yeah, that's kind of my vibe. My read too is it is positive, but not much.
Which is like perfect like thruster bait.
Total thruster bait, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it won't, when we cut it, it won't float up out of the way really. It'll just go where the thrusters are.
So,
where does this piece go that goes
yeah,
check that out.
Ideally we don't cut it, I think, if we can get away with not doing it, but I don't know.
So we
Yeah.
So back row, we need to be able to take this end of the PBOF and stretch it to the node, but it seems very well tied up.
Yes.
Right.
Video zoom out just a little bit, please.
I think can we have a look at
good
that
there.
top
Thanks.
loop? Kind of, where does it go? This one kind of up
Yeah.
here. Let's
Can't
follow
hear
that
Dirk
one.
at all.
Oh,
Hey,
that's
Dirk, are you speaking on SPL or anything?
SPL, yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Can't hear me? Serious?
Now, I can hear you a little bit better. Get the mic like in your mouth. Get it right in there.
Yeah, I can hear you.
I can't.
Okay.
It's kind of loud. I don't know.
If I do this and turn you way up.
Maybe someone turned me down.
Yeah, maybe.
But I'll turn you up a bit.
Anyways,
All right,
yeah.
give her.
How's that?
I turned you up.
And that's fine now?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll stop whining.
Yeah, I think we gotta just look at where these ends up top go. Just follow it around with your. Let's just see where it's tangled before we start like cutting and something.
Do you want me to like nuzzle it out with a manip, you're saying, or what do you think?
No,
So
no,
just
look
taking
at it,
a
right?
look.
Like we can't actually see where this.
Okay,
where it's going.
that's a bitter end there.
This
Yeah.
one here, is that also a bitter end?
No, I don't think
yes,
so.
it is.
Yeah, just zoom
Can we
out
just
maybe.
pan up and take a look there?
Yeah, there we
Oh,
go.
okay.
Okay.
So those are our two ends.
And what's the thing going off to the left? Is that a loop?
That's a loop.
It's a
yeah, it
loop
looks like.
that you can see that snarls around the bridle
And
chain
it goes both
to the
both-
left
yeah.
to the port, and is
Neat.
just slightly positive.
So, do we have anything to clip to this or anything we can attach it to? Let's say we get it free.
Yeah, I
Then
hear
what?
you're saying. What do you have on board? You don't really have anything, do you?
We have knives.
We have a couple dust caps.
We have a cinch strap.
Knives.
Is that part of the bridle going to be enough to hold it? A big portion of it is trapped under the bridle.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
that
spaghetti.
portion. I think the portion under the chain will be fine. But
Yeah, I
Let's
think.
put on
Let's have a look
here.
at that. Why don't we have a look at that chain spot? Because if we free it from this PBOF and it's just dangling two bitter ends from the thing on the left, then we maybe just have to stay really close to the mud mat, stay far away from the chain meet-upage,
Just,
and let it go there.
just one sec, Trevor, before we
Yeah,
move.
of course.
Looks like this here is a loop that just comes around, and if you maybe pull on this section, I think you might just pull that loop free.
So I agree that that's probably the case, and with some fussing around, we can probably free up some of this. However, the question is, do we want to? So if we get a
think
free rope,
We need to, in order to get the PBOF, like to get the full cable out, right?
we need to remove the rope somehow. But what do we, like you were saying earlier, do we want to remove it in one section? Do we want to look at it and plan multiple sections with knives? Like, let's be sure we want to do that before we just start
Yeah,
going
no,
for
I
it.
know, I get it.
That's all.
Um,
Because I think, yeah, if we can get the whole thing anchored somewhere that's not near us, that'd be sweet. But I don't know that we can do that. I'm happy to poke around in there, and if it becomes a danger to the vehicle, then we will stop.
yeah, I know. I think
So,
yeah, I think taking a look at that chain spot, like you said, Trevor, maybe that'll be good.
I don't know if more information might
Yeah.
be helpful.
Yeah.
Arm is secure.
Okay, I'm gonna actually get up to do that. So are we done from this? Is this, in order to look at the chain spot, I'm gonna lift off, so. Are we good with this view for right now?
Yeah, just hold on before you take off.
Yep.
Can we just zoom in here and kind of learn everything we can right here?
Yeah.
And then we go look at the chain. Sorry.
Yeah, no.
Okay, go,
This
you
is,
can zoom in a bit more.
Just trying to make sense of what I'm seeing.
It does look like that loop that you wanted to undo down to the left
Yeah.
might be looped around that connector,
Yeah.
and
see
the
that.
bitter end just flipped through the loop, which is pretty impressive and is just holding it in place.
Yeah, I see.
So
Yeah.
you could almost like nose that loop over the bitter end, and then that would be free.
Right?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. You're talking about this little guy here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks like proper tide.
It does. It looks
Just like a
it's,
little
cinched.
girthish type thing.
Yeah. Okay, well, what would you like to do now? Go check out the thing? You want to zoom in more? What do you want to do?
I mean, let's go check out the thing.
Okay.
And and then just realize maybe that there's nothing we can do about that thing, and then worry about this side.
Okay, go wide video.
Do you want to approach it at all, like from a complete 180 from where you are?
It's not a bad idea. Yeah, I think that's...
I'm impressed with the mud mat crater. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Other things we have weights and those other moorings that we have. You know, whether we can wrap this around something like that, I don't know. But there's not a lot going on at this site.
Right. That's a nice snarl there.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah.
I do think that if we free it from the mud mat side, it's not leaving the chain side.
No, I don't think the
better or
chain
for
side,
worse.
we're committed to that there.
Yeah, that might not be a good thing.
So
I think maybe
Well,
we can go to the other side of it.
yeah,
and
that's
look
what I'm
at this
thinking.
way.
So thank you to the folks who are just joining us. We are checking out a mud mat and doing a little problem solving on the fly as we check out all these cables and ropes and take the best care of Hercules while we do that. For what it's worth, we've got some great support in the chat. Lots of folks giving us kudos for having this problem and figuring it out. So here's hoping.
Does seem pretty neutrally buoyant, eh?
I think it's pretty neutral with edges leading kind of maybe towards slightly positive.
Yeah, just some of those free loops and
Yeah, I don't know.
bitter ends are
I don't think
poking
that's just
up.
like memory. I think that's probably floating.
Yeah.
But we should go to the other side.
Yeah.
And have a look to confirm that those little knobs that Gabby's talking about are. So it is actually as easy as. Just
Yeah. Yeah.
This is one of those situations where it's annoying because you see it and you instantly know this is going to be one of those things that we thought was going to take an hour and it might take way more.
Oh,
but what's guaranteed to take a lot more is making a mistake and getting the rope caught in a thruster. And then you're like,
oh,
then
yeah.
it's a miscellaneous amount of time.
Yeah, like
right?
this
so
is
spend the extra half hour.
Definitely any bit of prep work, yeah.
Hour or whatever. So you just know this is
or
kind of
yeah, or even just cinching it down on the PBOF, because then it's hard to cut.
Yeah, it's I think we should try and undo it. But I don't know.
It's kind of crazy that both ends wound up, and well, actually that one end looks like it's just ripped.
We don't have any staples. We don't have anything on board that we could use as any kind of weight. No, the only thing that we have down here are the moorings we've already deployed for the other beacons. Now, I don't know how helpful that's going to be.
Yeah.
So these are, so what you're seeing right now
well,
is
that's Dirk what he thinks. That's maybe not a
it's
bad
a rope
idea.
that on the cable ship they were using as a tagline to keep this package stable as they're putting it through the A-frame. But from what I understand, it got caught and they had to let go of that line on the way down. And I guess on the way down, as a mud mat was slowly lowered over the course of a few hours, rope was just kind of that tagline was just kind of getting tangled. This is not really part of this assembly. This is a bonus piece that was picked up
Yeah. Hey,
Preview.
So Monica had a suggestion even of what if we were to drop a couple staples and stuff over the side.
Yeah, we can. Yeah, I think. Hey, Trevor, can we go to the other side of the things, this thing, and just look at those knots from another angle,
I don't see why not.
just to get a little more information?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we actually had one of these deployed at Endeavour as well, and during deployment, the release that released it from the cable ship wasn't releasing, so it ended up moving a lot right on and off the bottom, and the whole PBOF, or that oily kind of garden hose looking cable, got tangled within itself.
Oh, no.
To the point where we couldn't take it out at all. So the solution
Brutal.
would be to go in the future with an extension cable and plug into it, just because we don't have that access to that one.
Mm.
So that's a terrible situation.
That's a bad scene, yeah.
This looks like the bundles are still intact, which is really good. It's just this extra tagline is what we have to remove.
Yeah.
We're trying to find a way to remove it from the PBOF in a way that we can pull the connector straight up-ish and not affect
and
the
fly
line.
it over to the node,
Yeah, but not remove the line entirely, because that would create additional hazards.
Yeah.
So one problem I see is, like, once the line is free.
I like this landing.
Yeah, this actually gives a lot of room to work, I think.
Yeah, I like that a lot. Less viz, but we can start tapping at stuff there.
Yeah, we don't have a visibility of the knot where the bitter end is sort of girth hitched to the connector. We don't have as good a view of that.
Yeah, agreed.
We might even need to tease that free from the other side.
Maybe, yeah. Might be some back and forth. Okay, I might just poke at stuff and see what happens.
Well, hold on. I think let's look at stuff.
Yeah, sure.
Can you zoom in there?
So does that, if you zoom in right on that connector, does that give us more information on what's going on there?
You want a really tight zoom?
Okay, yeah, I can do that. It's a bit less of a view here.
It is, but it does, I'm wondering if this loop, this top one of these two loops, like kind of this one.
Yeah.
I wonder if it can just come free of this connector, like around this bend, right? Towards us.
Or the other way.
Yeah, let's see, I guess let's zoom out and see what's going on. Yeah, go ahead,
zoom out.
So you know what I'm saying? It's not trapped by anything on this side.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
You might just be able to.
Well, I can pull on it and see what happens.
I think.
Yeah.
I think that
seems relatively low risk for first maneuvers.
Okay. Then we can probably do that from this side.
Yeah, as long as we're not pulling bitter ends through anything, I don't think we're making it worse.
Okay.
What's your plan here to pull on?
I'm gonna pull. I'll point at it before we're actually pulling it. This one, right here. I'm gonna pull it around this loop.
Since we
okay, I see exactly what you're saying.
Okay, can we please have a zoom? And good there.
And this is an oily cable, right? You can't grab this, you can only nudge it around?
You can move it slightly, but definitely open manip only.
Roger.
So you don't want to crunch down on it.
Gotcha.
No crunching.
So what Trevor's done a lot of times before is half manip, 90-degree bend.
I'm gonna stop there. What do we learned here? Nothing immediately.
I think we learned something.
You think I should continue with this maneuver?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so.
Okay. Come out a little bit, please, video. Yeah. Yeah, that's good.
So for folks who are just joining us, we are...
Can you extend out, please? Sorry. Keep your... Gabby, can you please extend the HD and tilt down?
Oh, I think I see where this is. Hold on, Trevor, 1 second.
Holding on.
I think I see where this is going. Looks like this line comes through here underneath and was taglined through this piece of steel down there.
Oh, neat.
So you see how it's coming in, up at a 90, like that?
Yeah.
Maybe that's where it's stuck.
Would you like me to not do this? To stop doing this
No,
maneuver?
I think you're free. I think you're good because
Yeah.
it's coming in on the outside of all of this. So I think
Yeah.
if anyone sees a reason not to, feel free to say, but
Yeah, I think we have to just
I'm keeping an
try
eye on
and
the bitter
free it
end
up
off
bit
to
by
the
bit.
right.
Thank you.
so this doesn't, him pulling on any of this doesn't worry me because it's like not really
Can you
pulling
pan
or
right a bit,
bending
please?
anything.
Yeah, it's not putting.
The key is to kind of watch all the cameras to make sure you're not up against something other weird
Right.
somewhere else.
It is pretty floaty.
Mm-hmm.
Here you go, Doug. What a great shift
Oh yeah.
for your first
Yeah,
dive
hey?
chief. Just
Yeah.
throw right in it. ROV hazards.
Yeah, that's why I'm happy to defer to Dirk for a lot of this stuff.
Yeah.
So
The next thing, Trevor, if you can grab it here and keep going with
Show
this
me
motion,
here?
I think it needs to go so this whole bitter end and everything over
Yeah,
top of all that.
telestrator's not working. Can you double check that?
Like if you grab it down here somewhere,
Yep.
and just move it across, I think this whole loop needs to go over top of this guy.
Okay, over the
Oh,
whole
yeah.
thing. I see.
I
Yep.
see.
yeah.
Yep. I see what you're saying. Let me try it this
Then we
way.
this might end up getting pretty tall after that loop comes
Yeah,
off.
and if we gotta get out of there, then we're gonna get out of
Yeah,
there.
I mean we're gonna have to kind of see.
Yeah, we'll have to. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. That's
Zoom
it.
out, please. Full extra super double wide.
Just watch. Okay, good work. Are we free there?
No, there's still some loops, but we'll stop, let the dust settle, let's see what happens.
No,
And then what do you think about
well, we might not
the
be done this operation.
connector?
Let's zoom in again on this spot.
Do
just
you think
before we
that
move.
loop?
Go ahead
Well, that's just yeah.
and stop there.
I think.
I'm not
we
going to
should
do
just-
any movements. I'm just
yeah,
going to
just hold
nuzzle.
on. I think we still need to do this one. We're
Yeah, I was gonna say this one will probably
Try to get
just
some fizz
slide
out of
straight up.
depending
Are
where it's
we,
If you
so we may get to the point where this is only wrapped around one loop of oily, and then we're kind of free.
Yeah,
At least for a little
you're,
while.
You're right. Yeah, that's true.
But I think,
This is
did
the
you
bitter
say,
end
is it
here.
still going through the platform somewhere that you saw?
Okay,
Right
so
here,
Yeah.
maybe?
Yeah.
just so once Trevor does this, we'll have a better idea of where that sits relative to this and not adjacent to it. But it looks like it's coming through. There's a hole in the bottom. See how these holes exist on the far corner of the mud mat?
Yes.
There's another one here. And I think the tagline was tagged through this little trough in the steel frame. And that's the lines you're kind of...
Come on, get out of there. Little rascal. Get out
See
of
how
there.
it goes down and below? And there, I
on.
think it goes
There we
into
go.
that hole.
Video, can you go wide for a sec? Stop, Trev.
Stopping.
Just let the vehicle settle out. I'm here by just stick lock down and auto head.
Would you like me to grab with the Orion?
Oh, that would be awesome.
Okay,
Oh
can you
yeah,
line me
right
up?
by the beacon or something?
Line me up with a Zeus and I can start working on
Yeah.
that. What am I doing? Elbow up just a little bit.
Is that just a big zinc or something?
Yeah, it's a
Yep.
big zinc, yeah. So a couple of things to be concerned about. For them, they're obviously concerned about their vehicle.
Yep.
And for us, we're concerned about them losing their
Oh,
vehicle.
I can take the Orion if you want.
Because that's a bit of a trip route.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm good. I got it. I got to...
Yeah. Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
give it probably another half hour, and then we could probably get Nico or someone else in here. And then they can swap us for a little bit.
yeah.
Actually,
Just tell me
Trev,
half hour or something.
counterpoint.
Okay.
We're having fun.
If we grab with the if we grab with the Orion, then we don't have quite as fast to get out of dodge.
Right. I could grab the flat plate like this, so that we can just fall off the vertical plate.
Okay, yeah.
Just a bad grip, just for stability.
Yeah, that will give us that'll give you a little bit more hand wavy room there.
Yeah, exactly. So I want to just azimuth left, see what's going on here first. What am I looking at here? That's a flat plate. Okay, I know what I'm gonna do.
I think all of this is caught potentially just around the very top loop of this thing, so.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was thinking, like if we can get this all so that it's
Okay, jaws locked.
it's on one loop.
But it might still be attached to the chain.
To the, yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's
that's the only issue.
Okay, you've got what you want? Okay. It doesn't matter.
So I'm not too worried about this section. This section here seems like we can easily deal with that.
If this is a good
right,
this
it
might
also
be a
looks
good
like
rest
right
point
there.
For you.
That will just come
okay.
free.
Yeah, I'm kind of
but
into
it's
it
like
too.
that
I
part.
don't really want to bail now.
I don't know where this goes. Up there. Okay.
I think it's just like a wrap that's kind of choked, almost like our pull pin bungees.
Yeah, and everything kind of heading off here to the right. That's just all tangles in with the chain.
Yeah, I think that's going to be pretty stationary. But
we're not touching that. That piece we're going to try and avoid. Monica, am I bugging you?
Why on earth would you be bothering me? Not at all.
I see some stuff pop up and I'll just
No.
try and work it into the conversation.
It's all good.
Let me know if I need to stop.
No. Actually, I'll take this moment because people are working and figuring things out. For those who are just joining us,
okay,
we are
gonna do some more not untying.
Not tying is what we want.
Not tying.
Not tying.
Okay, so are we doing more nuzzling? Have you got a plan you want to follow, or where are we at?
Well, I think this helped us some. Maybe the next step. This I'm not too worried about. All this stuff around here, because I think we can deal with it and not. But it's not worth doing it yet because it's going to release that big tail up in the column, right? So let's not. Maybe we go back to the side and look at what Gabby was seeing that little nub.
Okay, we just secured the vehicle with the Orion.
Oh, you did, yeah. All right.
It's also fine if you don't want to ask.
No, that's great. We get more stuff.
One thing we could take a look at real quick is so I think once we release that that loop through that's girth hitching the bitter end down, we're going to end up with much more vertical like floaty bits.
You're talking
you're a hazard. Concerned by
you're talking over here.
Yeah, that one. Once that's released, I think that will go vertical. I think it will give us a lot. But I want to take a quick look at the multiple loops going around the cable on the, yes, thank you.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to describe this stuff. Let me just, let's do one more zoom over here while we're still attached nicely on this side.
I agree.
Yeah, maybe if we got a view from kind of there at some point.
But since we're, like Trevor pointed out, since we were attached here now, let's maximize.
Yeah.
But if that's not the right call, if we need the view first, then we should absolutely do the view first.
Well, we can,
Can
maybe.
you push in more video a little bit? Yeah, there.
Okay, so this is the loop we just released, right? Am I correct? This
Top
one?
right, yes, agreed.
Yeah.
Wasn't that weird tail on the yellow thing?
And the loop that we could potentially release will give us a bunch of round and rounds of the, around the center, the very center of the screen. We'll just have this big floaty, I don't know, maybe 2 meters long, and it'll be looped multiple times around.
I think this tail is the one that's looped around here.
Yeah.
already.
Yeah, but in the center, I wish I had I don't have a pointy stick like you, Trev.
This one.
That one will just end up going back to that center snarl
Back to
there
here, yeah.
and
Yeah.
being looped a bunch of times around.
Yeah, Raj.
And I think that'll give us like a meter or something, maybe 2.
Which is probably fine
Yeah.
for right
I don't
now.
think
Yeah.
I don't think it'll have a tendency to.
Yeah, everything's kind of in the center away from where the ROV
You went quiet again. What are you doing?
I don't
There
know.
you go. There you go.
Everything's kind of in the center, so if we keep building scope in the middle, maybe it's not an RV hazard, I don't know.
Yeah,
That's big.
till a point, but
Yep.
yeah, I think that's a...
And if
Yeah.
something goes up and starts getting wavy, we might be able to grab it to sort of keep it from
Yeah,
Okay.
getting tempted towards thrusters.
okay.
We do have our front light bar is a bit of a tangly place.
Yeah.
I
and
don't
it's
think
over
I'd
top
want it.
everything.
Yeah, I don't really think I'd want it floating up into the light bar.
Okay.
You want to go look at the other side, or do you need more?
Let's do a pan left.
Okay.
Just check that connector. Because if I can reach that from here, that might be the win.
Yeah,
I don't think I can, though.
agree with
We're
you.
nice and far away from it. I don't think it's under the light bar, which is cool.
I might be able to just pull that horizontal one and have it come free.
You might.
Like I might pull this one
Might.
and have this one come free.
It might, I don't
It
know.
might
That
just be
seems
double
like
looped
worth
around.
a try, or that one.
Potentially,
That one
Do you think
also.
the
Yeah,
full
just give it
Yeah.
a nuzzle and see if.
Is that cool with you, back row?
Okay, can you repeat that?
I'd like to pull, let me just get this hair out of the way. Get
Yeah.
out of there. If I pull on this one, it might just,
Lift that up. It will, like, that's kind of what my suggestion was
Yeah.
going to be, is to pick it up by the connector, but if you want to pick it up by that rope,
I
it
might try
help
that
us.
just because it's easy.
Sure.
Try the
Yeah.
easiest thing first.
You're still attached to that bungee, the connector's not going to come.
Yeah, roger that.
Yeah.
Well, if it does, I guess that explains a lot.
Swing and a miss. Let's go
So
this
Do you want to zoom on the overhead cam?
way. Sure, could do.
So part of my job as an educator is to recreate things for students. Well, I think I'm going to toss a garden hose and a ball of yarn and a dryer.
This is
and see
coming.
Yeah, this is great. This looks good. I wouldn't pull particularly hard, but I don't think you are.
Roger. Yeah, you can see it
Yeah.
on the bungee.
The bungee's a good
Just
indicator.
going slow and kind of rocking it. Rock it, Barb. Here we go. Yeah. So now before I go the final step here, come full wide again, please, video. Let's just think about what the consequence of that is. That's going to float up in the middle. I think we have to do that, don't we?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
well,
to
then
make
let's-
any future progress?
Yeah, so then
Yeah.
I'm going to do that, and we'll deal with the consequences.
Will give us a bit of an indication how buoyant this stuff is too.
I was gonna say, before you let go, what happens if you just pull it a little bit? I just want to see if it gives us anything about which piece is moving on
Zoom
that
in, please,
tangle.
video, and pan right, Gab.
Looks
Yeah,
like
get there,
that one
video.
just wraps right
Oh.
underneath.
Video, come wide, please.
That's this one.
Good
That's
there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
good there.
that one. All right.
Yeah.
Can we grab it and pull it, you say?
No, I don't think you need to. I think we know where it goes. I think it's this one.
Yeah, that tracks.
Which is the
Re-
same one that's wrapped around all over here. Yeah.
Yeah, I think what we're seeing is that obviously the two ends of the tag line.
Yeah.
They're both going to be, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, if anything, we'd probably
come
want
wide,
to pull
please,
that
video.
one out from...
And it unfortunately
Full
kind
wide
of
on video.
it kind of looks like this is wrapped around multiple loops of the it's wrapped around multiple loops of the oily,
Yeah.
not
but
just one.
the nice thing about that is I think it's just a bend that got in there once we get these ends
Okay,
out.
yeah, I see what you're saying. Like it would be, we could pull it all the way out.
But it's looking like it's going to be in your bumper bar soon, which is
Soon,
annoying.
yeah. Not my favorite.
So it's either we get it much longer or lower.
Yeah. Okay.
But we know where it goes. We know this is the tagline is the complete one of the taglines, and the rest is the other half, I guess.
Yeah. Can we actually, while I'm here, can we do one more zoom in there? I want to figure myself out. And then pan right a bit, please. Gab.
Yeah.
Well,
Good there for now, video.
what time is it?
Let's see.
How much longer is that?
Good there, Gab. That is the end of the
Yeah, we'll probably do
tagline.
this for like another 10,
that
20,
right?
and then maybe 20 minutes since we've got a good idea. And then if you can sub us off in like 20 minutes.
So do we think the one I just pulled
Yeah, I
is
think
also
yes.
this
coming
one?
back in 20
Yes,
minutes.
it is.
Also this
Awesome,
one,
thanks.
Yeah,
and
then
also
it seems to
this one,
yeah, and then it seems to sink down out of sight. And
which
it
might go
be,
down through there
yeah,
to
and be
that
the one that's underneath the platform
Yeah.
completely.
Totally, okay.
Yeah, so this is what you can see this is what they tagged through. There was that one up and this
Yeah.
one. The
I
two
can-
ends were.
And so that's the full length of that.
Yeah.
So one thing is, if we get a full length of this at free, we could actually probably just tuck a loop of it under the chain or something, and then it would be.
Maybe, yeah. It'd be fragile,
yeah,
but
you
not.
mean like once we got one section
Yeah,
completely
because
out.
that is like a full. That's a length that we can get totally free of the oily and can just like not be our problem anymore, and we could tuck it under the chain or.
At that point, I feel like you could almost pull this one down here. You know, like this guy.
Yeah, not quite yet, but soon.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe,
You're
maybe
so
now.
close to pulling it out. Yeah. You know, and then it goes over and floats above the chain tangle.
Yeah, that might not be a bad idea. We can stay clear of the chain tangle.
And then we're just down to one.
Yeah.
Yeah, are we willing
Hazard.
to try this while watching that knot?
Yeah. Then there's
Because I don't like in your brow cam. I don't like this horsetail,
no. That's
Cowtail
as
or-
long as we want it right now.
calf tail, or whatever you want to call it.
Okay. Well, why don't we let go of the Orion and move over?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, I just unclosed. You got
Okay.
it.
Okay, it's mine. Okay. And
I'm still on it. I just unlatched.
Okay.
And while you're flying, I can stow the Orion.
Okay, sounds good.
I'm going to zoom out on the 180 cam so I can see my arm.
Can you go wide on Zeus, please? Okay, so do we want to go for potentially pulling, it's the top loop, right? I'm looking at the chain now. There's two loops that are sort of floating. We've got, and did we trace this one back to, oh, it's the bottom loop.
Bottom, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Orion stowed.
Thanks.
Craft is still hot, just so you know.
Copy.
Yeah, I think this bottom tangle is too much for us to get involved with.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
I think
yeah.
it's
also
to our
probably-
benefit.
Yeah,
because it
yeah, I
keeps
was going to say
everything
that
anchored.
too. It's at least maybe an anchor point to keep that
Yeah.
line a little bit away.
Yeah, because if this little line floats, it's RV has it, Atlanta has it, ship has it.
Yeah.
Although I don't think the ship would care about this.
They might not be a big fan of it.
They might, yeah, you're right.
Less
they'll
preferred.
definitely not love it.
Oh, I love ropes in my jet pump. Love it. So we're going to pull the close under one.
I think that's the one.
So do you want to land?
Not really.
No, me either. What if we grab it and
Just go for the grab.
yeah,
And
if you can
fly it?
hold. I don't care if it's bouncy, but I'm
Okay.
standing by. Let me know. when.
You're welcome to go for it. I'll keep getting you in
And
closer.
I can grab a little bit and then re-choke. Whoop, swing and a miss.
And do you want me to just fly away?
Yeah. And I'll let it go once I start pulling the left side.
I think,
Okay, you flying away?
yeah, trying.
Yeah,
Okay,
looks
I'm gonna
like
let go.
our idea is working. Oh,
I don't
Did
want to
you
pull the left side out at all.
no, I understand, yeah.
So I had to let it go there.
Did look like the loop was closing in.
Yep, the closed
Yeah.
loop is now bigger.
This guy got smaller.
Yeah. And if you're able to, Gab, let's try to fly back and not up at all.
I was all back, I think.
Okay,
I was trying for all back.
Raj.
But yeah, I'm just going to let this clear for a bit.
So were you watching, back row, were you watching the loops at near the figure 8?
I was watching this loop, and that was getting smaller as you were pulling on it.
Okay, so that's,
So it is actually able to feed
It's
underneath.
the one that we thought, yeah, would get smaller.
okay,
it
and
look-
is that what you want to see?
Yes.
Great. I like being able to outsource a lot of this thinking. Just Just like I'm thinking about this one little operation, and you guys can have the big picture in your mind.
Yeah,
It's nice.
it's mutually beneficial, right?
Totally,
For
yeah.
the sub
I
not
can
to
get
get
tunnel
caught.
vision on this tiny little task, and you can keep an eye on the sky.
Yeah, so I think I'm going to try and fly backwards, but just down the strike of the chain so that
Okay.
it's only pulling so that it...
Yeah, I like that. I still only get
And you're
whatever
going to
that
choke
length is.
up on the... You're going to
Totally.
choke up on the side closest to the
Yep.
mud mat.
Yeah, and I'll only get 2 meters or something per pull. The next one I'll get 4 meters. The next one I'll get 8 meters, you know.
Okay, ready for another?
Ready. Craft powered on.
Okay, so Doug, we kind of watch this area up here.
Okay,
Yeah.
go for it.
Okay.
Can watch it there.
Try and choke up as much as possible. Ah. Okay.
So far, so good.
Okay, I don't
I think we
all
might.
I don't know if
back
that's
here.
wrapped
Roger.
around a loop.
I don't think we can make it worse. I think we're
Okay.
caught. Yeah.
Can you let go?
Letting go.
Get out of there?
Yeah, we kind of got a weird wrap underneath there.
Okay, Raj. Okay, we're out of there. Arm is secure, and we'll let the dust settle and assess. It's definitely taller on this side now, for better or for worse. I'm interested in the order of operations, in the order of events that a tagline got fouled
Yeah.
and that a decision was made to continue.
I think, yeah, I understand what you're saying. I think it was the last thing to go over, and then
Yeah, it seems interesting. It does make for a nice puzzle, though. High stakes puzzle.
Just picking at it with a one function.
To the viewers asking about the map, we apologize if it's not working. We're working through some troubleshooting of the refresh rate online, but you can click on our expedition page to learn more about where we are right now.
I think now's probably a good time for us to go. This could take a long time. Or you can stay.
Depends. Yeah, it depends
Maybe
how
you stick
Nico's
around.
feeling.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you stick around for another like 10 minutes, I'll go eat. Nico could come over here, and we'll maintain some continuity between
Yeah.
as we shuffle around. Okay.
Yeah, this is largely going to be whatever operations they're comfortable with.
Yeah,
so.
ideally we don't cut it, because I feel like once it's cut, it's going to take forever to cut it.
And it requires a lot of tension, right? So more.
Ready to jump in here?
We've got some people shifting in and out of the control van right now, but for those of you wondering where we are at that Cascadia Basin site of the Neptune Observatory that is operated by Ocean Networks Canada off the island of Vancouver.
How do you feel about knots, Nico? It wasn't exactly what I signed up for, but
These messages too. I'm already a backseat driver. I don't need backseat drivers to the backseat drivers.
Could one of our ONC people tell us a little bit about the site we're at right now? For those who are just tuning in, curious about where we are?
Sure, we're at our Cascadia node site, and our Cascadia node powers 2 different auxiliary sites for us, Cascadia Basin West and, oh, I'm blanking on the other name, but we've laid a cable to our Cascadia Basin West site, and so this is the mud mat on the node side. Cascadia is a large abyssal plain, so not a lot of bathymetry changes, which makes cable laying easier for the most part, but as you can see here, we're dealing with a bit of a tag line that got left on the mud mat, and the issue being it is slightly buoyant, which slightly buoyant lines, no fun for ROVs. The danger is that they get sucked into the props, and so we're having to be very careful here, while also untying a knot with robotic arms. So
robotic arms.
So, back row, I think the next move could be, and feel free to chime in, land on this near side and take another peek at what pulled tight when we were pulling from the outside of the mud mat, and whether it's something we can work with and loosen maybe. Like, what do you think? Any other ideas?
Yeah, I think that sounds pretty good to me, to take a look at what we don't want to cinch it down, so it looked to me like it was maybe a loop that will just pull right through, but yeah, I think we should take a look.
Okay.
Okay. Ready to go in? You good?
I don't know if you saw that, Nico, but it was just like kind of right there.
So we're looking at the one that goes in underneath the yellow fence, not the one that looks on top, or goes on top right now. It's kind of wedged into the mud, actually. Hard to see from this angle. We'll have to assess. And of course, we got the little fun one up in the brow.
yikes.
What's that little cartoon things with the hair? Oh, it's like a troll. Troll doll or whatever.
So it was this loop that was getting smaller?
So I think it was actually kind of that, I think it was right down there, actually.
Here, maybe I can get a better view.
I think it's kind of like one of our bungees that's just wrapped around.
So I'm not going to go for any grabs right now, but I'm going to start nuzzling around a bit, see what we can see.
Yeah, your comment earlier was sound. How on earth does a slip tag line?
Would you be okay with a little more of a zoom, Fred?
Soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, zoom in there, please. That's good there. Can I have a tilt down, please?
Yes.
Yeah, good there. These all look like the same one, which is the same as this one, perhaps?
What if it's different?
Yeah,
what if
you're right,
that
it's
one
not that
just
one.
goes straight down underneath?
What if I
Or
give this
maybe
one a little
through-
tug back the other way, just as
Yeah,
an indicator?
I'm ready for that.
I don't want to go too far because it is in the light bar. It's pulling kind of hard. I'm not sure.
I don't
Yeah.
see any other
Yeah.
Can't
loops
see.
moving.
Can you nuzzle the oily? The one that's really wrapped up.
Yeah, I can bring it
Can
towards
you-
us.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a
some
great
direction.
idea.
Okay.
Get an idea of what's
This is that
underneath this.
top, yeah, this is that top loop that's going right to the connector.
Yeah. Looks like that's the one that got fouled, actually. Here comes that little
I
fluffy
know,
boy.
right. Right.
Does it look like these loops go under more different wraps?
Oh, I don't think so, but I don't know that.
I'm struggling to figure out how that would be possible unless...
Well, maybe. Unless they're just caught on themselves.
Yeah, but maybe pull on that one that goes down and see if that pulls tight on the other side. We'll know if it goes
You mean this
down
one?
through. Yeah.
Okay.
I want to see if that comes up or if it goes around them to the other side.
Wow, it looks like it goes around to all sorts of goodies there.
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to stop pulling that.
Yeah, that looked like it was moving this loop on here.
So I might try to nuzzle that oily the other way in hopes that I can see the far side of this one.
Yeah, and the
Down
bonus
here.
will be that it'll get this thing out at the brow a little bit.
That'd be preferred. Oop, got the yips.
If only it was
The
leaded
yips.
slip line. We could just start cutting.
What am I seeing here? Oh, yeah. Right,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that goes under multiple layers of PBOF.
On this, the floaty side, yeah, but I really want to figure out where this one's going.
Yeah.
I couldn't quite see it. Try that one more
Almost saw
time.
it, yeah, while you were doing that move. I'm fairly certain that one goes under here and then up this way.
That's what I think too, Nico. And then behind the floaty bitter end, and a few more loops around or something.
Yep.
So if I did this and got this one in there and pulled it through, that's the bitter end.
We can try.
That would also get it out of our brow, which would be pretty
Yeah.
deluxe.
Yep.
I'm gonna open jaw it for a sec.
I see it. Yep.
Yeah.
Cool.
Don't have great viz on that, but I'll see what I can do here.
Yeah. Let's watch for then this one moving.
Yeah. A little bit? Yeah. Just do a little bit at a time.
No, it's not what we suspected, Nico.
Yeah.
It did not move.
I think it's a straight shot from there down to the bottom of the mud mat. Whoop. Nope, don't do that. Straight shot there to the bottom
Okay.
of the mud mat.
I
If we
liked
get
what
it-
you were doing though. That was making things
Yeah.
more clear.
I'm just not pulling the
Yeah,
bottom one.
and-
I don't want to do that.
Then we could potentially go back to pulling it from the outside of the mud mat because
Exactly.
it won't be snugging up any other loops.
Exactly. But I will leave it just barely tucked under this PPOF so that it doesn't float up.
Yep. Great thinking.
Okay, we know that that loop is a loose bitter end over here. We don't know where this little nugget goes, though.
No, you want to just give it a little tug, see what that...
I did give it a tug. It's pretty tight.
I feel like it goes under and then here.
I don't have any input on that. I can't tell.
So there is a line somewhere in this mix that goes down on the outside of all the PBOFs and goes through one of these yellow holes right straight down here.
No, does it? You saw that?
Yes, that's the...
Isn't that the one that we're pulling on from the outside?
That's what we are pulling on that one from the outside. Okay. That is how the tagline was connected to the mud mat.
Oh, no.
So I think that the one that is almost free, i.e. this one, and this one is this one down here out of sight.
Okay, I'm liking the theory.
So maybe the next step, if you look on the 180 cam, is go back to pulling, I believe it's this one?
Yes.
It's still the lower one, I think. It's still the smaller loop, I believe.
I think it's the higher one, but I don't know
is
that.
It?
Come wide, please, video.
We'll give it a look.
Can you get the minute out of there?
Torch is in the way.
Yeah, it's the gray one because we just dragged it through the mud.
Right, okay. Yeah, it's tall now. Great.
So if we can pull that through, then it'll make it floaty, but it'll make it floaty at the V of the chain, which is out of our way a little bit more than it is now. And then we only have one bitter end to deal with on the PPOF.
Yep.
Is that what we're going to do?
I'm into that.
Okay. Any reason not to? Speak now or forever hold your pizza.
Yeah. The only reason not to is it's gonna make it higher on this left side, but I don't think we have a lot of options.
It will make it higher on the left side, but I don't need to pull it all the way out from the chain.
Yeah.
I could leave it looped under in the mud. As
so
long as I stop at just the right time.
As we're pulling this out, Nico and Doug, you should watch what's getting pulled tight in the snarl of...
Yes.
Yeah.
It's just Nico, but I've got...
Okay. Yeah.
I got eyes on.
Okay, great.
Okay, arm is stowed, still live. You're good to come off. And again, I'll choke up on it quite a lot. And then as soon as, Nico, as soon as you cannot see, let's assume the plan goes well. If that little troll doll head goes all the way down until you can't see it anymore, let me know, and I'll try to drop it as soon as possible. That'll leave that bitter end caught up in the mud mat and not flopping in the breeze, kind of having our length of the floatiness. Does that sound okay?
Yes, and I like the term bitter end.
Better than troll doll?
Both work.
Okay,
you
ready,
Trip? I just took a
I'm
picture
ready,
of it as well, so when we come back to this position, I can
I'm going to go in.
compare.
Get yourself out there.
Because I
Try and
think
get you
your
choked up a
arm is
bit.
going to be in the way of what I can see.
Got it. Oh, didn't get it. Just kidding. Got it there.
I kind of want to, I keep stirring up mud whenever I get down there, so.
Is that the correct loop?
Okay, it's pulling that one that we just pulled out higher.
Great.
It's making that smaller.
Okay. I'm still holding it, I believe.
I've lost Fizz, but I'm watching it in the 180. It looks like it's going now under the PBOFs, but I can no longer see what it's doing.
Okay, do we want to stop here?
Yeah,
drop everything and get out?
Go.
We need to figure out how high this is now. And
arm is free. I'm halted.
Next time I won't fly down so far.
Okay. I'll just reach really low.
Yeah, you reach low, and we don't have to choke up as much because we're making progress. So.
Yeah, roger. I'm going to take bubble off gauges and put it, how do I do that? This one. I want to do maybe porch? Yeah, I think porch.
Do you want to grab a bite? This will be a while.
Yeah, right. Okay. I'm going to get this arm a little less tangleized. Okay. Pilot switch.